tipong ML lang sila ng ML. Wala silang oras mambabae. Kaso wala ding oras sa bebe.
Ang daya mo. Pagkatapos mo akong sanayin na lagi kang kausap, bigla ka na lang mawawala.
Sa relasyon, papaano ka magseseryoso kung may mga taong sa isa hindi mo kontento?
Pag nandyan na, dapat piliin mo rin siya. Kasi kung papakawalan mo pa,
Guys, pag nagtampo yung jowa nyo, huwag nyo na sayuin. Ba't nyo pa susuyuin? Wala naman kayong jowa. Wala naman kayong jowa.
Telephone rip, 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 rip. Telephone hit, 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 hit.
Alam mo, hindi ka magiging sapat sa taong iba yung hanap.
Di ko alam kung tama ba ito.
Mas mabuti nang pakawalan mo na siya kung wala na talaga, kaysa naman sa mag-expect siya na babalikan mo siya pero hindi na pala.
Ang mga lalaki, mababait yan. Aalagaan ka ng tama, mamahalin ka ng sobra. Higit pa sa lahat, seryoso.
alam nyo guys, nakakatakot yung virus. Pero mas nakakatakot yung mga taong magchat-chat lang sa'yo kapag kailangan ka.
Ayoko na! Pagod na ako! Alam mo ba kung bakit sigurado akong mahal na kita? Dahil araw-araw kitang pinili.
Life is pain. I wake up every morning, I'm in pain. I go to work in pain. You know how many times I wanted to just give up? How many times I've thought about ending it?
Pero wala siyang time. Alam mo yun, mahal ka nga, pero hindi ka naman priority.
Paulit-ulit kang masasaktan dahil paulit-ulit siyang bumabalik. Ganyan magpaulit-ulit. Talagang tinatagtad ko na. Kasi ganyan ka katanga, alam mong masasaktan ka na, pero ba't tinatanggap mo pa?
Hirap pala, no? Kasi yung taong gusto mo, iba yung gusto.
Sa pag-aasawa, dapat dalawang bagay lang hinahanap nyo. Mabait at mabuti. Pag ikaw mabait, kind, at mabuti, good, naka-jackpot ka na. Pero nakakita ka ng gwapo at maganda, bonus lang yan. No? Kasi dapat tinitingnan mo yung kabutihan ng kalooban. Mabuting kalooban. Kasi pag nakatagpo ka ng mabuti ang kalooban, no? Higit pa sa maganda at gwapo yan. Yan ay isang kayamanan.
Sinasaktan ka na nga, minamahal mo pa. Pinabaliwala ka na nga, pinapalagan mo pa. Umiyak ka na, pinagpatuloy mo pa. Sinukuan ka na nga, pinaglaban mo pa. Pero wala ganun talaga. Pag mahal mo, susugal mo kahit alam mong talo ka.
Kung sino ba yung taong binuo mo, siya din pala mismo yung wawasak sa'yo.
Yung mga banat mo hindi masakit. Mas masakit pa rin yung iniwan ka tapos pinagpalit.
Walang chat, ayos lang. Walang tawag, ayos lang. Walang time para sa akin, ayos lang din. Pero sana pag dumating yung oras na ako naman yung mawala ng paki sa'yo, sana ayos lang din.
Di ko kaya na malimot ang pag-ibig ko. May uwang pagkako dyan sa puso mo. Tanggapin mo lang ako. Ako'y babalik sa'yo. Sana'y huwag kumainip pag ko'y asahan mo. Di ko nasasayangin ang tiwala mo. Tanggapin mo lang ako. Ako'y babalik sa'yo.
Ang luha parang pawis, di man siya parehong galing sa mata mo, pero parehong tumutulong kapag pagod ka.
Tanggapin mo na lang, sinayang mo ko dati. Sinayang mo yung pagmamahal ko dati, sinayang mo nung mga sacrifice ko dati para sa'yo. Ang dami kong iniwang tao para sa'yo. Tapos bandang huli, niloko mo lang ako. Kita mo yan? Yung Ferris wheel na yan? Parang ako yan, pinasakay mo ako sa mga salita mo, tapos pinaikot-ikot mo din pala ako. Alam ko, may pagkukulang tayo dati sa isa't isa. Pero nung kulang na yun, hindi kayo nanap sa iba. Okay? Kaya please, tama na. Di na tayo pwede, masaya na ako sa iba. Okay? Thank you na lang sa lahat.
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing. And it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard. And you have to do it over a sustained period of time. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, you don't really love it, you're going to give up. And that's what happens to most people, actually. If you really look at the ones that ended up being successful, unquote, in the eyes of society and the ones that didn't, oftentimes it's the ones that are successful loved what they did so they could persevere when it got really tough. And the ones that didn't love it quit because they're sane, right? Who would want to put up with this stuff if you don't love it? So it's a lot of hard work and it's a lot of worrying constantly. And if you don't love it, you're going to fail. So you got to love it, you got to have passion.
You need to change your mind because some of you are thinking about giving up because you're in a season of failure. But just because you failed doesn't mean that God doesn't have a bright future in store for you. It is always too soon to quit. But I want to remind you that failure is not final, it's formative. It is part of the process. It's part of the journey. Your failure matters as much as your success. How do you think you're going to grow if you don't ever fail? Yet some of you have failed and you have decided, well, guess what? I'm a failure. No, failure is an event. It is never a person. Just because you failed doesn't mean that you're a failure. In fact, failure is actually fuel for your future. The way that you grow, the way that you advance, you have to fail in order to succeed. Like everyone one of my successes is stacked on top of failures. You need to get a revelation today that the joy is not in the success, the joy is in trying. The joy is in the process.
Kahit araw-araw pa kayong mag-chat, ending nyo pa rin salamat sa lahat.